All right, Big 12 football fans. Sean Higgs coming at you with another college football preview here. It's a number 4, AAC, ACC, Big 10, all done here on the Sean Higgs YouTube channel. Be sure to hit the like button. Leave a comment. You're a fan of a program. Again, I'm going to talk about a team for a few minutes. I'm not going crazy in depth on individual things. We're going to have at the end of the show, what are we going to have? 1, 2, 3, 4 games or 4 teams I really like to hit their win totals. Please share more information. I'm not going to turn it down. That's what you need to win. And if you turn it to midday money, 7 days a week at 12 noon Eastern, you'll see us talk about daily games, whether it be college football or NFL or baseball right now. Win Free Picks is the site you can go to for premium stuff. But again, listen, you're here. Give me a follow at Mr. Sean Higgs on the Twitter world, the X right here. You see, if you like some 80s baseball nonsense and some newer crap, I do that as well. I'm just a guy having fun. And let's try to have a little fun when we talk about being serious and making a little money with some Big 12 football picks. Oh, Utah, baby. These are my guys. I'm a Utah fan. I like Whittingham. He's a fabulous coach. He's the best. Just listen, the program just does what it's been here 17, 18 years. Over 9.5. Yes to the over. Yes to them and plus 310. It's a tough schedule, but they're a good team. Cam Rising is back at quarterback. We saw this team last year. And the nonsense of the will he play, will he not play, that was just par for the course. But that kind of helps the rest of the team, builds up character, playing time, just changes the aspect of people who are involved in how they do things. I'm not going to. I already have this game myself. This team over 9.5 wins, locked in. So we're not going to spend time on that. We've talked about them enough on some other shows and stuff like that. And obviously going forward here, because it's July as I do this. All these odds, by the way, for the conference winner and win totals, FanDuel, July the 15th, by the way. Depending when you're watching this, they could move. It's July the 15th when I wrote down all the totals here. Oklahoma State, 8.5, plus 850 to win. I really thought these guys were done last year. I was not a fan. I'm like, this team's not going to be good. But yet, lo and behold, they come out and have a good year. Gundy, what's there to say? I mean, who saw that one coming? I lean a little bit over here as you go through the schedule. I see them getting there. North Dakota State at home. I get it. They're going to want to come in and play the big boys tough, but that's a win. Arkansas at home's win. Tulsa should be a win. Tough one here. Listen, you got Utah in week 4, but they are home. All right, so maybe that's a Utah loss. K-State's going to be a tough one after that Utah game. So that's a spot where I could see like a 1-1 kind of thing. You win both of those, then we're talking playoffs for this Oklahoma State team, because then you might be running the gamut here to undefeated. West Virginia at home win. BYU at home win. Stanford, Baylor BYU and Baylor both on the road should be wins. Arizona State at home's a win. TCU on the road's a win. Texas Tech at home win at Colorado. I like the over. It says lean over, basically because, let me flip my little notebook to the juice factor here. Plus 122, believe it or not. Wow. Why did I make this an official over here? Yeah, all right. I don't know. It's a lean over, but I ran down the schedule here. I like the over. The lean over is what it is. K-State. Here's the thing with these guys. 9.5 is a big total, and I like the over. I do. I'm a K-State believer. I'm also kind of like Kansas. I'm a believer in Kansas too. And I don't even live in Kansas country. The Avery Johnson hunt, though. Is he going to be able to do it? Will he be able to deliver on his hype of last year? The schedule, 6 roadies. Lindenwood at Illinois, UNLV, West Virginia, TCU, home Arizona State, home Houston. you should sweep all those. That should be what? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-0. Where are you losing in there? That's a win heading into K-State on the road. That's probably a loss at K-State. Iowa State at home, Colorado at home, BYU on the road, and Baylor on the road. Where's the hiccups here? K-State, toughest game on the board for them. I like Kansas State. I'll go over the total. I'm not going to say no. Iowa State 7.5, 12-1 to win it here. Matt Campbell. I am a fan. I am a Campbell fan. Now, offense looked pretty good with their quarterback. You know, you go over the schedule here, and I don't know if I love it. In Big 12 play, you need some, like, it's really like an offense-driven league, right? It's like, where's the defense here? We've seen a lot of Heisman guys over the years. Again, you had your Oklahoma and Texas no longer in the Big 12. But I think you need a little more than 20-something points a game, 25, 26 points a game here. Even at the expense, listen, got 16 teams here now, and the talent with Utah coming in, Arizona's improved. I do want to take the over here. I do. I kind of lean that way with them because you look at the schedule like, all right, they should win some games. North Dakota, at Iowa, I think that's a loss. Arkansas State, at Houston's going to be down. Baylor, West Virginia, UCF, Texas. At Kansas is tough. At Utah is tough. At K-State. So 3 of the last 4, and you got Iowa. You know, that's 4 losses there. They're not beating Iowa. They're not beating Kansas on the road. You're not beating Utah on the road. And you got K-State at home, who's, for all we know, they could be undefeated, right? I mean, K-State could be on a nice little run here. 7.5. You need everything. It's tough to sweep, right? Forget about a baseball 3-game sweep. Sweeping an entire regular season minus a couple games. I don't know. Guys can get hurt. You could be off a monster blowout. A team could be in off of a big blowout. You know, it's just the ebbs and flow of a season where it's a good spot, it's a bad spot. I'm going to have to say no to the 7.5. Here comes Arizona, I just mentioned. Now they got a new head coach coming to town here. Now the old guy did a pretty good job stocking the pond. QB's pretty good. Wide receiver's good. Offense should be humming. And again, we don't worry about defenses here, right? I'm leaning over. New Mexico, Northern Arizona, 2-0. At K-State, that's a loss. At Utah is a loss. That's 2-2. 3-2 Texas Tech. 4-2 BYU. 5-2 Colorado. 6-2 West Virginia. At Central Florida, give them a loss. That's 7-3. 8-3 Houston. 9-3 TCU. Arizona 10-3. Should it probably get there? Now, let's fold back to here. Do they have a letdown spot? Utah beat, Kansas at K-State, at Utah. 2 bad games. Then you come home. You're a favorite here over Texas Tech. Does Texas Tech come in and steal one because you're just off 2 tough games? That's where I kind of lean as opposed to just automatically come in and say it's a no-brainer. We just take over games or go over the total because they should win these games. But how do they play out? Lean that way. Why I say turn into midday money? Because every week we're going to have picks and we can talk about these games and why we like games in certain situations. Here come my Jayhawks. Over 8.5 plus 138. Now, these guys do not play a home game. Renovations. They're playing in Kansas City. All right. Does that matter? The team's still on the road, right? It does. I mean, you want your home field and stuff like that. And we talked about K-State as well. Where is the Kansas big matchup here? It's against K-State on the road. Where else are we looking at bad losses here? Not we have identical because K-State does have the Arizona matchup. We don't have an Arizona here. Where's our craziness? At Illinois? We'll find out how good they are. Go in and beat them. You better go in and beat Illinois. You're total at 8.5 wins here. That's you're right behind the leaders here at 9.5 for total wins in this conference. Things are expected of you here, folks. I do lean over. Quarterback gets banged up last year. 3 to 4 losses last year by 1 score. And you got to talk about the head coach, Leopold. I mean, fabulous job. They were winless when they got here. They won a road game his first year, 3 wins. Got them to a bowl. They had 9 wins last year. So he's doing a good job. He's getting his players. They love him. They're winning. They're fighting in losses. I lean over just because of these guys will run through a wall for their guy. West Virginia, the Mountaineers. I was totally wrong about these guys last year. In fact, one of the books, when I was doing the previews, I go through the preview mags, right? Because I don't know every one of these players. I'm not worried about players. I'm worried about numbers, right? So I want to know who ends up where. One of them was like, hey, West Virginia looks like a MAC team in the Big 12. Yeah, they look like a MAC team who got to win 9 games. Yet that magazine's still in print. Go figure. Tough schedule, right? We open up against Penn State, home Albany. Should be a win. But Penn State at home, are we going to grab a little plus money here? Right? There'll be a little underdog action. I say plus by sprinkle money line. Wrong choice of words for me. Are we going to take him as a little home dog? I think it might be worth a shot to take him as a little home dog here. You got Kansas at home, on the road versus Oklahoma State, home versus K-State, at Arizona, home versus UCF. I mean, it's kind of a tough one here. Do they win out? 6.5, because Penn State could probably be a loss. Kansas and K-State could both be losses. Oklahoma State could be a loss. We're at 4 losses. At Arizona's going to be a loss. That's 5. You win in every other game to get to 7? Even if you split the Kansas and K-State, do you win at Pitt? I mean, I know Pitt's got a new coordinator over there. You could find my ACC preview to bring in the West Carolina guy. Is that offense going to translate? I just look at it as if I think they're going to lose to these other 5 teams, I need a clean sweep everywhere else. And I don't know if that's possible. No, thank you. No, thank you. Mountaineers fans, go ahead. Let me know. Not even sure why I'm wearing my headset. Why am I wearing my headset? TCU over 7.5. Just knows I got a headset. Under juicy to 150. Here we go. National championship game. Then they go to 5-7. We got quarterback issues here. Sonny Dykes, is he on the hot seat? Does the national championship game get him another year? I don't know. You got some 50-50 games here. I got 4 wins. Long Island at home, Houston at home, Texas Tech at home, and probably at Cincinnati. They got Baylor on the schedule. Home versus Oklahoma State's not a win. At Utah is definitely not a win. At Kansas isn't a win. Do they beat the SMU on the road? At Stanford to open? I'm leaning under. The Red Raiders, I was high on these guys last year. They ended up being 7-6. I thought the offense would be better. 7.5 win total. Early schedule looks good. You got Abilene Christian, a trip to Washington State, then North Texas, Arizona State, Cincinnati all at home. At Arizona, Baylor. That's if things go right here, you might be 5-2 heading to TCU. And then at Iowa State in back-to-back spots. I see like 6 wins right off the bat. Can they get 2 more somewhere? I mean, I do lean over. Will I put my money on it? It's a lean right now. Probably not going to jump on these guys for a season-long stuff. More of a week-to-week situation. UCF I could get down here. KJ Jefferson, the old Arkansas guy. Offense isn't a problem down here at Central Florida. Desmond Zone does a good job. Offense will do their thing here. Go down the schedule. I got 6 wins penciled in here for the Knights. Right? We got New Hampshire, Sam Houston, At TCU, Colorado, Cincinnati, BYU. That's a 6 spot. Where are the other 2 coming from here? You got Utah and Arizona at home, at Florida. That's sandwiched between Colorado and Cincinnati. At Arizona State, at West Virginia, at Iowa State. Can we get 2 here? I think we do. I think we grab 2 of these on the road somewhere. Utah and Arizona are going to be tough at home. And again, Arizona's breaking a new coach. Maybe that doesn't fly. Arizona to Florida. Bad spot for them. Even Utah. That's a tough travel from Utah to Florida. Not that it's a quote-unquote rivalry, but it's still you're going to Florida as Central Florida. You want to prove that you belong with the big boys, and Florida's penciled in for 4.5 wins this year. Give me the over. Oh, the Bears. Aranda's. Listen, what's happened here? 1-7 home last year. They beat LIU. And the wins. That UCF game, do you remember that? They were down like 35-0 or whatever they were in that game. Came back to somehow win that. And they win by 3 at Cincy. This could have been a 1-win team. It's a pass. It's a Baylor. Where are you, Baylor fans? Let me know what you think about this club. Coach Prime. I did my Winner Circle show. We talked about this total. I was with Gay Morrissey and Cam Stewart on Sports Rage for Sports Grid. I talked about this total. Where are the wins here? I got 4 wins for this team, maybe 5. Yeah, Sanders is a great guy. Gets a bunch of recruits. You better get some assistants in there to coach. This isn't your little small college, bro, where you can just go in there with a couple 5-star recruits to B teams. No. Over -143. Is that a joke? Who are they beating on the schedule? Who are they beating? I'd say they're going to beat North Dakota State to start. But say they do. I don't know if they'll cover. That'll be the trendy pro versus Joe play, right? All the ESPNers will be all over Coach Prime in that game. They get a win there. I don't think they win at Nebraska. Colorado State is a toss-up to me. They nearly lost at home to them last year. Baylor. All right, I just talked about Baylor. I get it. At Central Florida's a loss. K-State's a loss. At Arizona's a loss. Can you beat Cincy at home? Okay. At Texas Tech? Maybe. See how you do on the road with your bad defense. Home versus Utah? If Utah's coach wasn't a nice guy, that would be 45-13. At Kansas, you're not winning down there. You get out coached to that game. And you close at home versus Oklahoma State. Good luck. Where are the wins? North Dakota State, Baylor, Cincy. Maybe on the road here. That's 5. How is it -140? The hype machine. There's people betting these guys to get to the playoffs. Playoffs. Cincy. How 1-8 last year. I've seen people have these guys picked for last in the Big 12. Second year for the head coach. I do kind of lean over though for their schedule. You know, it's one of those teams, run the ball, defense kind of club, off a bad year, open at Townsend, at Miami, Ohio, home versus Houston. You got a home game versus Pitt in there, which could be a toss-up. You don't know. It's like a rivalry game there. They win that, they got 4 wins. And we're almost home. Arizona State, they get at home, which I don't think is going to be a good team. You're going to Colorado's a toss-up. TCU at home could be a toss-up. Even Texas Tech. I mean, you're battling teams that are 7.5 win totals, but coming to your field, like TCU is going to come here. Maybe you pull out one there. I kind of lean over, believe it or not, Cincy. Now, BYU, to me, is a bad team here. This, to me, is the worst team. And I'm a BYU fan. I like them when they're dogs, basketball, football. I get it. But like I say, this is a Mountain West team, not a Big 12 team. Southern Illinois to start, sure, win. At SMU, at Wyoming, K-State, at Baylor, this is a winnable game for Baylor. Home versus Arizona, Oklahoma State, at UCF, at Utah, home Kansas. I mean, where you got to win at home versus Houston is going to be kind of down a little bit this year. At Arizona State, I mean, they got to win a couple games in their home. I mean, that's a loss. Where's the win? It's our Southern Illinois. Give me the under. Speaking of Arizona State, minus 176 to the under with the juice. I really have no opinion on this game, on this team. So Sun Devil fans, let me know. I know we're in a rebuild situation out here. Schedule-wise, up schedule, and even I don't know what to expect from this team. You had you lost scholarships. It's going to, it's just a pass. What am I going to say? Willie Fritz coming to town. Houston Cougars, 0-3. Dana Holgerson out of here. Terrible. What a terrible job this guy did. I thought he'd be all right coming here. Bad. 2 kids on my son's football team, first high school team, are going to play here next year. One kid was over here. When did he stop it? Super Bowl? Maybe I don't know. My son's on the high school team with these guys. They're pretty good. They were district champs last year. Anyway, I lean over here. I understand it's a whole rebranding of we got to get the school going in the right direction. But I look at the schedule for 4 wins. UNLV at home. You got Rice at home. All right. I mean, Baylor is another one they might pull one out on. And at BYU, at Cincy, even Iowa State, you have some winnable kind of games here. I'm gonna lean over here just because Willie Fritz is here. The guy's a winner. He's won in his other stops. There we go. For those who are going to skip ahead, I'm going to write down 22-25 so you can – I'll put that right in the description. You can run right over to see who the show picks are here. Utah over 9.5. Central Florida would be good if I would have put their 7.5 in here, which I did not. 7.5 for the Knights. I mean, it happens. I'm not a perfect man. I messed up. I did make a mistake. What are we going to do? BYU, we just mentioned them. So here we go. Utah over to 9.5. UCF over 7.5. Colorado under 5.5. And BYU under their 4.5 wins. So that is it for this episode or video of my Big 12 thoughts. Let me know what you think. I don't mind a little criticism. I'm not wired into every one of these schools. The Big 16. Midday Money is my daily show. Be sure to check that out live 12 noon Eastern. Mr. Sean Higgs on the X. Come say hello. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. Hit the dislike button. Take it easy.